What is going on, guys? This is Aiden, Bandwagon Sports. I don't, I, I don't think I've ever seen a transfer portal class that's been this solid, except for what this team is doing. They have been nothing short of crazy, especially these past couple weeks. Through the transfer portal, or really this month, January has been a crazy month for this program. Um, they've signed former 5-star plus, two former 5-star pluses, uh, two 4-star transfers, two 3-star transfers, and two 5-star transfers. And their recruiting class is insane, and everybody's talking about them. And this team is no other than Ohio State. Um, Especially the past, I mean, how many days is that? 4 days. They've killed it in the transfer portal. Um, and I mean, really, this whole month, the whole month of January, they've been absolutely dominating. I don't think there's a team in the month of January that's been better in the portal than Ohio State. Um, so everybody knows Kyle McCord started for Ohio State this year. He was very subpar to say the least. I don't think he did. He played too bad of a season. Um, but some people think he was really bad. Um, he enters transfer portal, goes to I think it was Syracuse, um, and so Ohio State is looking for a quarterback. They looked very pitiful in their bowl game. I think it was the Cotton Bowl against Missouri. They looked very pitiful in that game. The offense was sucked. Um, but anyways, one of their first, one of their very first signings through the transfer portal was quarterback from Kansas State, Will Howard. This guy was, I think, I'd like to think he was really good at Kansas State. He led them to a Big 12 championship, not this year, but the year before that. Um, they beat the runner ups and national championship contenders TCU. Um, they beat them and they kept it close with them earlier in the season, and that was because of Will Howard. Um, I think this kid's gonna do a lot of good things. He should this should be his last season of college football, but who knows? Um, the next player they signed is Seth McLaughlin. Um, Everybody probably knows who this is because he is known for selling the really selling Alabama season. He's a center. He had all those bad snaps, all that good stuff. But he signed with Ohio State. Um, I think that's a good pickup for Ohio State. I think they're probably most likely they're going to move him from center, probably to a guard position, just because of his size. Um, I think he's a really good blocker. He just couldn't get the snaps down, and that's the only thing that hurt him. Um, Ohio State also signed my favorite running back in the entire country, Quinshon Judkins. I don't know what caused Quinshon Judkins to leave Ole Miss, but he did, and he committed to Ohio State. Ohio State's backfield is going to be elite this year. Trayvon Henderson and Quinshon Judkins being a 1-2 punch is going to be crazy. Quinshon Judkins, in my opinion, is the best running back in the country right now. I think he could be a first-round pick this year if he went to the draft this year, but he can't. Um, he's just a phenomenal player. If anybody watched any games, any Ole Miss games while he was there, you'll see how good Quinshon Judkins is. Um, he is my favorite player in college football. Um, and that huge pickup for Ohio State. Um, the next the next player they signed on January 19th, Caleb Downs, after being projected to go to Georgia, crystal ball to go to Georgia. Everybody and their mama thought he was going to Georgia. He surprises and shocks the country and commits to the Ohio State. And For Caleb Downs personally, I think this is a bad move, but for Ohio State, this is a huge pickup. I think Caleb Downs is going to add so much to this defense, and is going to add so much value to this team. It's going to be insane. Caleb Downs has got 3 or 4 more years left of eligibility, and there's no telling what he'll do with that. The sky's the limit for this kid, and this kid is amazing. He proved that this year at Bama, but yeah, everybody knows how great Caleb Downs is. I'm not gonna. I can't sit up and hype. I can't sit up here and hype him up more than you guys already know him to be. Um, but yeah, he's huge pickup for Ohio State. This Ohio State defense is going to have a ton of value added to him with Caleb Downs being there. And their final transfer portal signee or commitment is none other than Julian Sayin, former 5-star plus, number 1 overall quarterback in the class of 2024. He entered the transfer portal, and then like the next day, he committed to Ohio State. And again, very huge for Ohio State because this year they'll have Will Howard. He'll be running the helm, and I think they also have Air Nolan coming in. A very good, very stacked should be quarterback room. Julian Sayin will be there to develop. He'll learn from Will Howard. He'll learn from the coaches, all that stuff. Julian Sayin will be there, I think, for a long time, and I think so will Air Nolan. Because there's not a whole lot they can do sitting behind Will Howard and sitting behind each other. But they will definitely be this Ohio State program. Once they find a better coach than Ryan Day, this Ohio State program will be back. Mark my words, once they hire somebody else other than Ryan Day, this Ohio State program will be back. But anyways, I'm curious. Let me know your guys' thoughts or comments down below. Praise God, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.